most men never really understand women. Not because women are impossible to understand, but because most men never slow down enough to truly see what is happening beneath the surface. You hear her words, but you miss her world. Every sentence carries emotion. Every silence carries meaning. Every small change in her tone is a signal. Most men listen to reply. Very few listen to feel. This is not a speech about tricks, lines, or manipulation. It is about awareness, emotional intelligence, and learning to connect on a level most men never reach. Once you understand how women think, feel, and love, every relationship in your life changes. Because real power is not in control. Real power is in understanding. A woman lives in two languages at the same time. The first language is made of words. The second language is made of feeling. Most men only hear the words. They listen to what she says and ignore what she feels. They focus on the sentence and miss the tone. They analyze her logic and ignore her energy. You think communication is about talking. For her, communication is about connection. When she speaks, she is not only sharing information. She is sharing emotion. She is feeling you while she talks. She is watching your eyes, hearing your tone, sensing whether you are truly there or just waiting for your turn to speak. You cannot fake presence. You can say the right words, but if your energy is irritated, she will feel it. You can say that you care, but if you rush her, she will feel that you do not. The feminine hears the emotional truth long before she processes the logical one. Her body reads your energy faster than your mind can form a sentence. That is why you can think you are being reasonable while she feels completely unseen. Real listening is not about waiting to talk. Real listening is stillness. It is allowing her emotions to exist without trying to correct them. It is letting your mind relax and letting your awareness turn on. When she talks about her day, she is usually not asking you to fix it. She wants you to feel it with her, to be able to sit inside her world for a moment and understand how it felt to be her. Attention is love in its purest form. When you give a woman your full attention, she feels seen. When she feels seen, she opens. And when she opens, the connection changes. She stops giving you filtered parts of herself. She starts giving you her truth. 2. Most men fail with women because they try to use logic to solve emotion. They treat feelings like problems to fix instead of experiences to hold. They say things like, "You should not feel that way. That does not make sense. You are overreacting." They may be trying to help, but what she hears is your feelings are wrong. Your inner world is not valid. You are too much. Emotion is not a debate to win. Emotion is a reality to honor. To understand women, you must stop reacting and start witnessing. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to agree with everything she feels. You just need to care enough to stay. When she cries, it is not always weakness or drama. Sometimes it is release. When she gets quiet, it is not always distance. Sometimes it is protection. When she is angry, it is not always an attack on you. Sometimes it is fear in disguise. The feminine speaks in colors, not straight lines. If you only see life in black and white, everything she does will confuse you. But if you learn to see shades, every emotion becomes a message. Your job is not to control that message. Your job is to become curious about it. 2. A woman is not random. Her emotions move in cycles, like tides. They rise, they peak, they fall, they rest. To the unaware man, this looks like chaos. To the aware man, it is a pattern. There is a build, a release, a reflection, a reset. During the build, her tone shifts. She may get quieter, shorter, or more sensitive. Something inside her is starting to move. Most men ignore this. They feel the tension but pretend everything is fine, or they become annoyed. The wise man notices. He does not attack or pressure. He simply becomes more present. He softens his tone. He creates space and lets her know he is there if she wants to open up. Then comes the release. This is where emotion peaks. Tears, anger, frustration, or sudden withdrawal. She is not trying to destroy you. She is releasing built-up energy. Most men try to argue in this stage. They defend themselves. They talk louder. They pull logic into an emotional storm. Logic does not work here. What works is stability. In the release, she does not need solutions. She needs a container. You are that container. You breathe. You stay grounded. You do not match her intensity. You do not try to win. You let her feel what she needs to feel while you stay steady. After the wave passes, reflection begins. She calms down. She starts to see things more clearly again. She may feel vulnerable or even guilty for how intense she was. This is the moment where you either deepen trust or damage it. If you shame her, remind her of how she acted, or mock her emotions, she will close. If you stay kind, open, and understanding, she will feel safe. Safe that her emotions do not push you away. Safe that her storms do not scare you. Then comes the reset. Her energy lightens. Laughter returns. The connection feels easy again. The cycle is not a problem. It is nature. Your goal is not to stop the waves. Your goal is to learn how to stand in the water without drowning. This is leadership, not control. Leadership. 2. Emotional safety is the foundation of everything. Before a woman can truly love you, she must feel safe with you. Safety is not about money or status. It is not about how big you are or how loud you speak. Safety is about how your energy feels when she is vulnerable. She feels safe when your presence is stable. She feels safe when your tone is gentle, even when you are firm. She feels safe when she can express herself without fear that you will punish, mock, or abandon her. She feels unsafe when her emotions are dismissed. She feels unsafe when her feelings are called dramatic or crazy. She feels unsafe when you shut down or walk away every time things get intense. Some of the fastest ways to shut a woman down are simple. Dismissal. When she opens up and you minimize it, she begins to close. Phrases like "you are overthinking," "it is not that serious," "you always do this," teach her that her inner world is not welcome. Neglect. When she reaches for connection and you are consistently distracted or emotionally absent, she feels alone even when you are right next to her. Harshness. Your words may be logical, but if your tone is sharp or cold, her heart closes. The feminine heart closes around harshness and opens around warmth. Dishonesty. Every broken promise, every small lie, every hidden truth chips away at her safety. She can forgive many things, but it is very hard to trust a man whose words do not match his actions. Withdrawal in conflict. When she is emotional and you walk away, she feels abandoned. To her, when you leave in the moment she needs you most, the message is your feelings are too much for me. You cannot erase her past. You cannot heal every wound she carries, but you can become a new experience of safety. You can be the man who listens instead of laughs, who responds instead of reacts, who stays instead of disappears. Your calm can become her anchor. Your consistency can become her peace. Women test men all the time, not because they want to hurt you, but because they need to know if your strength is real. She tests not with a plan, but with instinct. She tests not to destroy you, but to see who you really are beneath comfort. She tests your center. When emotions rise, will you stay grounded or collapse? When she challenges you, will you argue from ego or respond with awareness? When she pulls away, will you chase out of fear or remain steady out of self-respect? Her tests can look like intensity. Her voice rises, her energy spikes, she becomes fiery. Most men either explode back or shut down. They either fight or flee. Both reactions tell her the same thing. You are not safe. What she needs is containment. Containment is when you stay present while she is emotional. You keep breathing. You hold eye contact with calm, not aggression. You let her energy move without becoming chaotic yourself. She is not looking for a man who never feels. She is looking for a man who does not get lost in feeling. Her tests can also look like distance. She becomes quiet. She stops texting as much. She seems to pull away emotionally. Most men panic in this silence. They chase desperately or punish her with their own distance. But often, she is not leaving. She is watching. She is watching who you become in uncertainty. Do you lose your self-respect? Do you become needy or angry? Or do you remain patient, calm, and consistent? The man who passes her tests is not the one who never feels triggered. He is the one who feels triggered and stays conscious anyway. He does not let his ego take over. He leads with awareness instead of reaction. Every test is a question. Can I trust your strength? Can I trust your heart? Can I trust your stability? When your answer is presence, not pride, her respect grows. When your energy stays steady, her guard falls. Attraction goes far beyond looks. Before she sees your face, she feels your energy. You can be physically impressive and emotionally unstable and still feel weak to her. You can be average in appearance but steady, kind, and grounded and feel magnetic. Real attraction is the combination of inner power and emotional peace. Inner power is self-respect, self-awareness, and self-control. It is knowing who you are and not needing constant approval to prove it. It is the ability to feel emotion without letting it control you. The feminine is drawn to direction, clarity, and purpose, not because she wants to be controlled, but because she wants to relax. If you have no direction, she is forced into masculine energy to create it. That imbalance kills attraction over time. A man with purpose does not need to shout about it. It is visible in how he moves. He values his time. He protects his focus. He lives with intention. Women feel that. They feel when you are anchored in something bigger than the moment. They also feel the difference between a man who needs them to feel whole and a man who is already whole but chooses them. Neediness drains. Wholeness attracts. When your happiness depends entirely on her attention, she feels pressure. When your happiness comes from a deeper place, she feels freedom. And that freedom makes her want to be closer, not further. Calmness under pressure is one of the strongest attractions you can radiate. When conflict rises and you stay respectful, steady, and grounded, she sees your real strength. Not the strength to dominate, but the strength to stay conscious. Real confidence is quiet. It does not try to impress. It simply is. A woman does not just want a relationship. She wants a journey. The feminine heart needs growth and connection. She wants to feel that love is alive, not just maintained. She wants to feel that being with you expands her, not shrinks her. When the relationship becomes mechanical and predictable, her spirit starts to dim. It is not that she stops loving you. She stops feeling alive with you. Growth does not always mean big changes. Sometimes it means deeper conversations. Sometimes it means seeing new sides of each other. Sometimes it means revisiting old wounds with more maturity and more softness. She wants to know that you are still curious about her, that you do not assume you already know everything she is, that you can wake up next to her after years together and still ask, "Who are you today? What are you feeling now? What are you dreaming about recently?" Curiosity keeps love alive. Indifference kills it. She also wants to grow herself, her confidence, her purpose, her creativity, her life. If you try to limit that growth because of your insecurity, she will eventually close. If you celebrate it, support it, and protect it, she will tie her growth to your presence. True masculine strength is never threatened by her expansion. It is inspired by it. It knows that a woman who grows becomes even more radiant. Real connection is built through emotional honesty, through moments where both of you can be imperfect and still safe, where both of you can cry, admit fears, share dreams, and not be judged. Love is not a cage. Love is a journey you choose to walk together, side by side, heart to heart. At the center of every woman is one silent question. Can I trust you? She does not ask it with words. She asks it with her nervous system, with how her body feels around you, with how she reacts when you walk into the room. Trust is not about big promises. It is about small consistencies. It is the way you speak to her when you are angry, the way you react when she is emotional, the way you handle stress, the way you talk about other people, the way your actions line up with your words. Her body remembers your patterns. If you are warm one day and cold the next, she will live in anxiety. If you are loving when you feel good, but harsh when you feel stressed, she will never fully relax. If you say one thing and live another, she will never fully trust. To become the man she can trust for a lifetime, you must first become the man you can trust yourself. Do you keep your word to yourself? Do you live by your values even when no one is watching? Do you take responsibility for your mistakes or hide them? Do you tell the truth when it is uncomfortable or only when it is easy? Self-trust is the root of real masculine energy. Without it, everything you say feels shaky. With it, your presence feels solid even in silence. She does not need you to be flawless. She needs you to be honest. She needs to see that when you fail, you admit it. When you hurt her, you apologize with sincerity, not with excuses. When you are wrong, you are not too proud to grow. Power without gentleness feels threatening. Gentleness without power feels weak. She needs both. She needs to feel your strength when life gets heavy. She needs to feel your softness when her heart is open. When you can be firm without being cruel and gentle without being passive, she will trust you with more than her body. She will trust you with her soul. Trust is built in how you handle conflict. Every argument is a fork in the road. You can choose ego and try to win, or you can choose awareness and try to understand. If you insult, mock, or attack in conflict, you might win the point, but you lose her heart. If you listen, speak your truth calmly, and protect respect, even when emotions are high, you may disagree, but you still protect the connection. Love without conflict is fantasy. Love that survives conflict with respect is real, too. In the end, all of this comes down to one thing: presence. Presence is your ability to be fully here. Not lost in your phone, not lost in your thoughts, not lost in your ego, but here with her, with yourself, with this moment. When you are present, you do not need a script. You do not need tactics. Your intuition starts to guide you. You feel when she needs a hug more than a solution. You feel when she needs space more than words. You feel when she is testing your strength and when she is asking for reassurance. Presence turns logic into wisdom. Presence turns reaction into leadership. Presence turns confusion into connection. Most men chase more tricks. You do not need more tricks. You need more awareness. When you master presence, you stop trying to control her emotions. You start mastering your own. You stop taking everything personally. You start seeing the pattern beneath the moment. You stop fearing her depth. You start honoring it. Women are not as mysterious as men think. They are expressive. They speak through movement, tone, expression, silence, and energy. What confuses men is not the complexity of women, but their own lack of sensitivity. When you become sensitive without becoming weak, when you become aware without becoming passive, when you become strong without becoming hard, everything changes. You become the man who does not just impress her. You become the man who makes her feel safe. You become the man she can open to, grow with, and trust. You become her calm in the storm, her anchor in the waves, her home in a world that never stops moving. And the truth is this: when you learn to understand women this deeply, you are not just learning about them. You are learning about life itself, about emotion, about flow, about connection. You stop living from your head alone and start living from your heart and your awareness together. You stop guessing. You start feeling. You stop missing the signs. You start reading them. You stop losing connection. You start creating it. You finally see what most men never see. You finally become what most men never become. Not just a partner, not just a provider, but a man whose presence feels like peace,